Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. Our current session focuses on factors affecting reading and viewing success in a language classroom. I hope and expect by the end of this session, you would have some know-how of the factors that are involved in this regard. Well, my dear students, there are three important variables that affect reading and viewing success in a classroom. Number one is the text characteristics. Number two, the reader or the viewer characteristics. And number three, the social characteristics. Well, as far as the teacher text characteristics are concerned, the text characteristics vary according to the different text types with which the reader is familiar. For example, if the text is a narrative, its specific characteristics would include organizational structure, that is orientation, event description, complications, resolution, conclusion or ending of the narrative or the story in that. So, depending upon the nature of that text, this is what would be the organizational sequence. And its linguistic features would include dominantly past tense, because for narratives, for storytelling, mostly past tense is used. Then descriptive adjectives would be used because there would be some descriptions in it. There would be action verbs, what the characters would have done. There would be sentence structures that are different from those that are used in argumentative text, for example. And there would be use of indirect and direct speech. Both direct speech would be used for giving the dialogues of the characters or the actors in that narrative. So, both the linguistic features and the organizational features of a narrative text are particular. If we compare this to an expository text, the structure can be starkly dissimilar to the narrative text. So, the text type then becomes important with reference to the reading and viewing success in a language classroom. Now, it can be compare and contrast, it can be problem solution, it can be listing, it can be cause and effect. So, there can be different types of texts. The nature of the structure of the text or organization of the text can vary. Different readers and viewers approach the same text in different ways. Why do they do that? Because they have different levels of metacognition, of repertoires of reading or viewing strategies. Their life experiences are different. Their social and world knowledge is different. They are at the different level of the understanding of language. So, the reader factors or the viewers factors are also important. The linguistic proficiency of these readers, their reading comprehension, even their gender, their age, their attitude towards viewing or reading, their socioeconomic background and inter alia, all these play important role. Now, because of these differences in the reader or the viewer's characteristics, the teacher's instruction in reading and viewing need to be taken into account, such as, considering the diversity of the group who are given activities of reading and viewing. To make it a successful reading or viewing activity, the teacher needs to consider these differences in the readers or in the viewers. Understandably, reading takes place in context, so different sociocultural contexts also play an important role. And, in a group of learners who are learning to read and view, their success would largely depend upon this factor as well, that which kind of sociocultural background they have come. And of course, there would be varied backgrounds. Meaning is not resident in the text, videos, sounds or images. Rather, it is the meaning-making process that takes place in the mind of the reader or the viewer based on his or her own social experiences or the cultural knowledge. The sociocultural schemata they bring into the reading and viewing event can be strengths if they are used properly. But if they are not used properly, then they create barriers in the success of reading and viewing in a language classroom.